For this activity, you'll be using the rectangle tool and the text box tool to help create models that represent the word problem. You'll also be using the sentence stem and filling in the blank for each question. For example, the rectangular projection screen in the school auditorium is 5 times as long and 5 times as wide as the rectangular screen in the library. The screen in the library is 4 feet long with a perimeter of 14 feet. What's the perimeter of the screen in the auditorium? It's recommended that you start with the model for the library first. So go up to the shape tool and click rectangle. This will represent the library. I'm going to use the text box tool to label this drawing as the library. I will then use the text box tool to label any dimensions that I know. For example, it says 4 feet long. I'll label one of the dimensions as 4 feet. Opposite sides are equal in a rectangle, so I'm going to simply copy and paste this to the opposite side using Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, or you can simply right-click, say copy, and then right-click and say paste. I know the perimeter of this rectangle is 14 feet. Knowing that, I can then determine the width of the rectangle for each side. Then, I know that I'm going to have to make another model using the rectangle tool beside it. Since it is 5 times as long and 5 times as wide, it will be a much larger rectangle than my library. I'll then label this rectangle with school auditorium. And then use my knowledge of multiplicative comparisons to multiply the length by 5 from the library and the width by 5 from the library to figure out the school auditorium dimensions. I then can use those dimensions to help me figure out the perimeter of the screen in the auditorium and fill that in on this blank here.